everyone. It's a pleasure for all of us that we published today's nasscom's first space tech report. And we did this report in collaboration with Indian Space Association and Deloitte. This is the first of its kind report where we talk about the opportunities in the Indian space tech downstream sector. We are focusing 100% on the downstream sector. And to discuss more on the report, I have with me Mr. Damodaran, who is a director with Deloitte and of course an ex-ISRO scientist. So we have a very big personality with us. So sir, we'd like to understand from you for our viewers that we are focusing on downstream sector, and downstream comprises of Earth observation and your position navigation and timing (PNT), and of course the SATCOM. I will not focus much on SATCOM because obviously the major market for the SATCOM still is broadcasting only. But I want to understand from the use case perspective. So in our report, we are highlighting 25 plus use cases. We are identifying market opportunity for them. So which use cases do you think are the top one and important from the stakeholders perspective that we should highlight and take it to the larger level?
Right, Ashish. So being a scientist from ISRO, right, I could visualize the upstream, downstream, so-called auxiliary or the midstream, correct? And way back in 90s when I joined as a scientist in ISRO, right, basically this is all about the upstream, creating the capability. But now it's a time for India, right, after the maturity in this sector, we need to really see that how the space sector will enable the common man at the grassroots level. So that is the intent of this report, along with nasscom and then ISPA. So when we do that research, I think we could really carve out 200 plus use cases. And then basically we have narrowed down the critical ones of 23 to 25 use cases. But precisely, Ashish, if I want to talk about an Earth Observatory is there for so many years, right? And whether it has reached to a common man, to use of it, it's very limited, right? So particularly today, I would like to talk about in EO, agriculture, right? In India is, you know that it's an agricultural country, right? And do we really make the reach of this technology up to the farmers level, right? For agriculture and insurance. Today, what is happening in India, if agriculture is becoming almost like a luck, right? If the environmental conditions are good, you make money, otherwise they get into. So the agricultural insurance will motivate them, and it will also de-risk the farmers, right, from doing that. So then we will also become the supremacy in terms of the agriculture. So I feel that very important, one of the use cases in agri, and it's also, you can also monitor the horticulture, right? Basically, I think what time I need to do the fertilizer, pesticides, all those things. I feel that's one of the key use case which I could see that. Ashish, next in is in infrastructure. Basically, I think, the India in urban planning was fairly good. And when you get into the rural, I think India cannot be like only the rural, right? Because we are growing in a pace, and even the rural is also has to be organized. So basically, I feel that the satellite technology, the surveys and the guidance, and then making the planning, I think certainly the satellite communication, the downstream will really help in terms of the infrastructure. So these two use cases, I feel that it is from the EO perspective.
Definitely, I think agriculture is one of the use cases that India is looking forward to, because we have to grow farmer income, we have to reduce their losses that we keep on incurring every day to day. So I think agriculture will be the biggest use case going forward. Also, sir, I'm not touching upon the SATCOM again, because SATCOM, we know that broadcasting will continue to be the major opportunity, but PNT is a growing sector, right? Positioning, navigation and timing, and it is impacting daily lives also. So can you talk about certain use cases, specifically again the guidance or some other use cases that are actually going to impact human life, and again that can have the potential to scale also in the future?
Absolutely. I think that's also another area where I think we can do a lot more to the, ground level, right? At least for the common man. So I would like to just talk about the navigation, right? See, navigation, if, for example, the fleet tracking, it's very, very important. Today, the delivery system has reached, right, with multiple private players. And if they can able to track each and every fleet in the right near real time using this satellite technology, that will really tell us, right, where it is, time to market. There are a lot more parameters across that use case will help. Second thing, also the toll, right? It's already talked about, right? Currently in India, the toll system is basically it's based on the distance, right? So you pay a predefined toll, but when you use the GNSS tracking, perhaps you can also make that the pay and use. Now, whatever the distance you have covered, you pay only that much, right? So with that, I think it will help the common man to pay the right amount of toll. But today, what is happening? I think the government is trying to bring that on, but certainly these satellite navigation will really help us to bring that use case into picture. Second one, which I would like to talk about, Ashish, is a navigation, right? So, when you talk about, we talked about navigation. I'm sorry, it's a guidance. So the guidance is a key, right? Today, when we talk about the satellite, there are a lot more drone, right? Drone, I could call it as it's a very, very, a smaller version of what we call it as, satellite, what it does. But now when the drones are becoming more and more, you need to even guide the drones also in the customer centric perspective. So perhaps I could also see that basically I think we can, drones can be guided, and missiles and munitions, right? That's a very critical one. See, basically I think we really need to give that guidance to that, and it is always the spectrum, right? It's from the top, and then you can guide it. And the final use case, which I would like to talk about, even the railway system. I think India has got, the huge, coverage of railway. And if the GNSS can help in navigation, I think we can also put a lot of safety parameters and efficiency and all those things. I think these are all, I could see that out of 23, which we laid out in the report, which is very critical in my point of view.
Interesting points, Damodaran sir, and that is what the USP of our report is. See, we are covering the use cases that can have the potential to impact the real life of the people, and that is why solving the problem, real-time problem, and scaling them is what should be the opportunity areas, and that is what SpaceTech and this report focuses on. So with that, I think please do download our report from nasscom community, and request you to please follow us, subscribe, and share this video more and more. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.